Hello and welcome to our channel. In this particular video we are going to talk about momentum equation in non-conservative differential form. So earlier forms of conservative and the integral forms are already covered in our earlier videos, so go through it. In this case the equation can be derived from Newton's second law of motion. In integral form we directly used conservation principle, but in this case in non-conservative form we are going to use Newton's second law of motion. So non-conservative form, that means actually fluid element, the differential fluid element which we are going to consider, is moving in space. So this is nothing but Lagrangian definition. The differential fluid element will be considered while this formulation is done. So we are going to write down first of all Newton's second law of motion, the D'Alembert's principle, summation of F bar is equals to mass times acceleration bar. So along x direction the same equation can be written as summation of fx is equals to mass times acceleration along x direction. So this particular force, the left hand side of this equation 2 will have two components. The first one is body forces, which can be of the sort gravitational force, electromagnetic force, or purely magnetic, or even a Coriolis effect. The other component is surface forces, which are pressure, we can consider shear stresses and normal stresses. So these components are actually going to act on the surfaces of the differential fluid element which we are going to consider. So for this formulation let us try to form, as I have said, Lagrangian definition, which is consider a differential fluid element which is moving in space. So that is, the particle is going to get dragged by the streamlines of the fluid. So let us consider this is small, infinitesimally small differential fluid element, and it is going to get dragged by the, so we are going to exaggerate this particular differential fluid element. So let us try to sketch first of all the fluid element. So as we have already formulated for conservation of mass, same way we are going to do for conservation of momentum. So let us try to sketch the lengths, first of all dx, dy and dz. So as you know that this is going to be a rotated Cartesian right hand coordinate system. So let us first of all mark the pressure component of forces. Left hand side will have pressure force and multiplied by area of left face, which is dy dz. Similarly, from Taylor's series, first higher terms ignored, on the right hand side we have pressure, which is given by this equation. Then we have shear stresses, so normal component of that first of all. So tau xx d dx of tau xx dx into dy dz, so area is going to be same. So these are tensile stresses. Then shearing stresses on the front face and back face, so their magnitudes again are going to be get defined by the Taylor series. So tau yx, remember the second component is indicating direction, so that's why we are writing tau yx, and multiplied by the area dx dz. Similarly on the back face we have tau yx multiplied by same component of area dx dz. So on the top and bottom we are going to show the again components which are of shear stresses acting along x direction. So tau zx, again second component or second index is x direction. So tau zx on the front face multiplied by dx dy. So that is basically the all surface forces which are going to act on the differential fluid element. So body force component is going to be, in most of the cases, is going to be by gravity. So rho times which acts throughout the body, so multiplied by volume. So this can be written as dx dy dz, as we know that volume of differential fluid element is going to be by dx dy dz. So net surface forces, so let us try to formulate along x direction. So we are going to summarize all the forces components which we have shown in the figure. So summation of f of x along surface forces along x direction are pressure component P plus dp dx by Taylor series multiplied by the common area, which is dy dz. Similarly, now let us consider the normal component of stresses, which are normal stresses tau xx plus partial component of that along x direction minus tau xx multiplied by the common area, which is in this case dx dy dz, same. So that is positive part, and we need to remember that the other component is negative. So again, along yx direction, so shearing stress components minus tau yx multiplied by common area, which is dx dz. Then we have the z component, which is on the top and bottom face tau zx plus partial of the component change along z direction and multiplied by the common area, which is dx dy in this case. So that is the complete formulation of all the surface forces and their components along x direction. So let us try to now write down the, after manipulation, what we have. So dp dx, so now tau xx will get cancelled, similarly tau yx will get cancelled, and we have their rates. Similarly tau zx will get cancelled, so we have their rates multiplied by the common part, which is volume dx dy dz. So from the right hand side of this equation 2, we have mass component and acceleration component. So let us first write down the mass component, can be written as density times volume of the fluid element in shortest form. So also the acceleration component can be written as du dt. Now remember here d dt is basically nothing but, we call that as substantial or material or total derivative. So that is the mass as well as acceleration components. Now we need to combine these two equations to form the RHS, right hand side of that equation 2 along x direction. So m times ax is rho times du dt. Now remember here we are considering this as u part, which is x directional velocity for x directional acceleration. So now substitute these equation 9, then we have 6, then we have fourth equation, let us highlight this, which is body force component, into equation 2. So we can write down the entire form of Newton's second law of motion along x direction. So that is rho du dt into volume is equals to, so this component is surface force. So let us consider copying this as it is and paste it here so that we can save a time, and plus the body force component part, because we know that summation of forces is nothing but surface forces plus body forces. So that completes the part of combining all the terms. Now divide both sides by volume of differential fluid element, which is dx dy dz. So we can ignore that term and we can rewrite the final form of Lagrangian definition of conservation of momentum, which is dp dx pressure change plus normal stress change plus shearing stress along on y plane along x direction and along z plane along x direction, so plus body force component. So that is basically the final form of x directional component of momentum equation in Lagrangian form. Similarly, by analogy, we can write y and z directional components which we can easily obtain from either considering an element or directly by looking at equation 11. So dv dt, dp dy, then tau y xy. So remember, second component has to be y. So tau yy. Similarly, partial over partial z of tau zy plus body force along y direction. So that is y component of force. Similarly, we can have z component of force, dw dt, dp dz, then plus, now here second component of the shearing stresses has to be along z direction. So tau xz, tau yz, and we have normal stress components plus body force components. So these three equations are actually nothing but the Lagrangian definition or non-conservative form of momentum equation in differential equations or differential form. So as we have done in case of conservative form, like we deduced the first conservation of momentum in conservative form and then we deduce to non-conservative form. So similarly, these equations or non-conservative form of equations can be rearranged into the conservative form. So for that we are going to use the definition of substantial derivative. So for x direction, we all know that let us consider, for example, along x direction, rho du dt is equals to the local derivative change, which is basically du dt of u velocity, and then v bar dot del bar operating on u x direction. So in this, we all know that the first part represent local derivative on the RHS and the second component represents convective derivative of the total derivative. So actually the convective means to drag or while changing along the streamwise direction, while moving, the fluid will change its properties. So that is what it convective derivative means. So we can use these definitions to substitute them into the equations. Now we can also use the form an identity which is del bar dot rho u v bar along x direction. So that is going to be u into del bar dot rho v bar plus rho v bar into del bar u. So this definition is already covered in integral form. So this is an identity which we are going to use. So from this we can rearrange this equation 15 to get a form of rho v bar dot del bar u. So this gives us by rearrangement minus of u into del bar rho v bar. Okay, now we can substitute this definition into the substantial derivative definition. So let us do that. Substitute 16th equation into 14th. So rho into du dt is equals to rho du dt local derivative change partial u or partial t plus del bar dot rho u into v bar minus u into del bar rho v bar. So we can now use the product rule of differentiation for rho u term. So that is rho du dt plus u times rho d rho dt. So rearranging this also can give us the first term on RHS of 17th equation, which is rho du dt. Now in this case is going to be partial over partial t of rho u minus u into partial rho over partial t. So substitute this 19 into 17, we can now write down all the terms of substantial derivative d rho dt u times d rho dt plus del bar, so this term as it is, del bar dot rho u into v bar minus u into del bar dot rho v bar. Okay, so that is equal to, so let us try to rearrange the terms which we need. So del bar dot rho into u into v bar minus, now these two terms can be combined or clubbed together, so u into del bar dot rho v bar. Okay, so from this last term we can take u common, keeping first two terms as it is, so minus u times d rho dt plus d del bar dot rho v bar, so that actually this term is nothing but continuity equation, and we know that conservation of mass and that is equals to 0. So we already have deduced this definition, so we can ignore the third term in on RHS of equation 22 and write down other two terms. So we get the definition as like the convective part and the local change of rho u. So substitute this definition into equation 11 and we can get the conservative form of momentum equation, which is d dt of rho u into a convective term and minus all the, on the RHS we have all the diffusive terms which are normal stress component and then tau yx plus tau zx and plus body force component. So that is the conservation of mass in along x direction in conservative form. So similarly along y direction we can write dv dt plus del bar into rho v now into multiplied by v bar minus dp dy plus shear stress component along y direction plus normal stress component and plus shear stress along z direction on z plane along y direction. So similarly along z direction we can write down, so w times v bar minus dp dz plus shear stress along x plane, similarly shear stress along y plane and normal stress along z direction plus body force component. So all these three, as we have said, are conservative forms of x directional, y directional and z directional momentum equations. So this is 24th equation, let us say this is 25th equation, and the last one which is along z direction. So they represent Eulerian definition of conservation of momentum. So equation 24, 25 and 26 are conservative form of momentum equation, which otherwise is known as Eulerian form of representation, also known as elemental, which is fixed in space. Now in our conservation of mass momentum in integral form, we already have deduced these shear stress and normal stress terms, which are of lambda del bar dot v bar plus 2 mu du dx, and similarly along y direction divergence of velocity plus 2 mu times dv dy. Similarly along z direction normal stress is divergence of velocity plus 2 mu times dw dz. So here mu is basically the dynamic viscosity or molecular viscosity, and second coefficient of viscosity which is lambda. So similarly along shear stresses which are along xy plane and are identical to yx are mu times cross differentials of velocity components. So similarly along zx and dw dx. So similarly along yz component, zy is equals to mu times dw dy plus dv dz, partial v over partial z. Thank you.